Hi everyone. In this video, I'm going to take you through the latest updates to the Podscribe planner, which is really an awesome tool to help you with smarter media planning, and it takes a lot of the guesswork out of the equation. It shows you some really interesting data like the net new audiences you can reach, or the brand affinity and projected conversions for your brand from the new shows you're looking to run ads on. You can also discover shows by audience segments or find shows similar to other shows, and curate and save custom show lists and a whole bunch of other things. So let's get started. Navigate to the Planner tab on the left here to access the Planner tool. Once you're in the tool, the first thing you're going to want to do is select the advertiser from this drop down that you want to plan campaigns for. Now, please note here that this is a demo account, so none of this is real brand data. It's all just for this video. Once you've selected your advertiser, the planner will automatically pull in all the shows that Podscribe has found ads for this brand appear on in the past 1, 2, or 3 months. So now this becomes your base audience, which will be compared to the new shows that you're planning for. How you read this data is that we found 76 shows with Chime ads, which got about 17 million impressions and reached 7.3 million listeners at a frequency of 1.88 over the past 1 month. Now down below here, you'll see all the shows that are recommended to you and all the metrics associated with the shows like net new reach, brand affinity, show size, projected conversions, and so on. By default, it'll be sorted by the show's net new reach. Now, based on these different metrics, you can add as many shows as you want to your list when you're planning your media buy, and they'll all start appearing here on top in the right. And once you've added all of these shows, you'll be able to see the total projected impressions, conversions, and visitors here on top, right here. You can also remove shows from this list from right here. Now let's talk about some of these show metrics. Here you can see the net new reach, which is the net new audiences you can reach if you run ads on these shows. Now how you read this is for Crime Junkie, if you were to run ads on, say, Crime Junkie, you would be able to reach 6.5 million net new audiences that have not been exposed to this advertiser's ads before. Next up is a new addition to this tool, which is the brand affinity. This shows you how many of the show's listeners have visited or purchased from this advertiser's website in the last 1 month. It's a super useful metric to validate whether a show's listeners align with your audience, or you could also discover new shows that you may not have considered before. So you're going to want this number, this percentage figure, to be as high as possible to ensure highest brand affinity between the brand and the show. Another new and really interesting addition to the planner is the projected conversions. It gives you an estimate of the number of visitors or conversions you can realistically expect from a show based on your past data as well as the show's listener base. This could be a very helpful directional insight to compare different options. The planner also gives you the ability to filter shows by audience segments. So let's say you have a very specific type of audience in mind, like high-income individuals or homeowners. You can just open this audience segment tab here and select the audience traits that you're looking to target. This is really a great way to find some high-fit shows.
In the Similar To tab, you will be able to discover shows that are similar to a specific show in question, as well as shows that have similar audience bases of the brand. So for example, let's say you are a brand that has success advertising on Crime Junkie and you're interested in seeing other shows similar to Crime Junkie. You would type in Crime Junkie into the search bar here, click it, and the planner tool should return a full list of shows. This would be sorted by content similarity by default. You can see that it's checked here, as well as an arrow indicating that it's sorted from highest to lowest. You can also sort by TransUnion audience segments by clicking here. You can also click each column if you're interested in sorting. Here it looks like Seriously with Annie Elise has the highest TransUnion audience segment similarity to Crime Junkie. Next, we can also take a look at social audience here. And this will be taking into account the social audience of both So Supernatural, Crime Junkie, and that's what they're comparing. as it seems so supernatural here, has a 0.99 social audience similarity to Crime Junkie. The closer to 1 it is, the closer in similarity each of these shows. And the next thing we can take a look at is audience overlap. Once again, you can click up here, or you can also click each column to sort. So to read these columns, you would go by percentage of Crime Junkie in this show. So right here, it'll be 70.06% of Crime Junkie's audience are in the deck. And this one would be 7.8% of the deck audience are in Crime Junkie. And this is the view to see similar shows to Crime Junkie. Next, we'll take a look at existing customers of Chime. This will be automatically sorted by audience similarity between each of these shows and the existing customers of the brand, which in this case would be Chime. So once again, we have the net new reach numbers, brand affinity, as well as projected conversions, along with other show data here that would be really relevant when you want to make a show list. Then in the TransUnion audience similarity, the closer to 1 the number is, the closer in similarity both audiences of the podcast and the brand are. So here we have an audience similarity of 0.6 between Crash Dummy Podcast with Pat and Mike and the existing customers of Chime. And once again, you can sort by each column by simply clicking each of them. So maybe what's more important to you are actually the net new reach numbers. And you can also add a filter here. And you can even filter by publishers. Maybe you're only buying shows from Spotify. So you can filter just by Spotify shows and take a look at the shows that have the highest audience similarity to your brand. So right here we have Receipt Podcast by Spotify, the comment section by Spotify. And this is a great segue into our next lesson, which is about our lists. And this would be your default list. However, you can always create a list. Since I am looking at Spotify as the publisher, I want to create a list just for Spotify. So I would type in the name that I want to create, and you can start adding shows to this list. So the Receipts Podcast, maybe I just want to add the top 4 shows sorted by audience similarity to existing customers of my brand. And now I added the 4 shows. It's not limited to 4. You can add as many as you want. So here we go. I'm adding a few more just so that you can see. And the planner tool will show you a summary of each of these shows that you've added to your list. And you'll be able to see the net new reach numbers, projected conversion, brand affinity, as well as monthly audio listeners. And just above that, you'll see projected numbers such as the aggregated impressions you're projected to hit with the shows you've selected. So in this case, these 6 shows will generate about 5.1 million impressions. And you can see the breakdown here. It'll be about 3 million in RSS podcast feed and then 2.1 million in YouTube. There will be about 340,000 audio reach. And of those, 283 or 83% are net new reach. And from the projected visitor and conversions rates, you'll have about 16,000 visitors and 1.5 thousand conversions. And perhaps you want to maybe copy this list and make a separate list. Let's say I just made a copy here. The next few shows, I'm adding those shows as well. And now, of course, this list is different from the previous one and I want to rename it. You'll simply click the pen icon here to rename the list. I'm going to name it 1.2, update, and there we go. The number in parentheses here is telling you how many shows are on the list. So in this case, Spotify show list 1.2, we have 9 shows. And if you remove it, 8 shows. And if you want to get rid of a show list you have in the planner tool, simply select that. So maybe I want to select show list 1 and delete it. Just hit delete and it's gone. So let me go back to Spotify show list 1.2 really quickly. And now let's say you want to show this to your publisher as an advertiser. You can simply hit export and it will download a CSV file for you. As a publisher, this list feature is also very helpful. Let's say I want to create a list just for Spotify comedy shows. create this. And I can also go on to the filters, genre, and select comedy. If the brand is a client of ours, and we might be able to see the audience similarity between the brand and our shows. So this way we can build a list, and maybe I want to rename it more specifically for Chime. And there we are. And once again, usually once this list loads, the export tool will be available, and you can click it and download the CSV file and share it directly with your partners. And just to note, any list that you create in the planner tool, it is shared across all members of the organization, and that will make for easy collaboration across teams. Just a quick recap on why the planner tool is very useful for advertisers, agencies, and publishers. For advertisers, you'll be able to build target show lists and bring it to your publishers with ready-to-buy intent to streamline the campaign planning and buying process. You can use these lists to discover high-impact shows by looking at projected numbers, as well as net new reach and projected conversions. And you can also find shows with low net new reach to retarget existing audiences. From the agency front, you can use it to build media plans for specific advertisers, for specific publishers, and you can also build curated client-ready lists for different genres as well as different industries. And publishers, you can also use the audience overlap tool to highlight where your shows complement each other and where they don't. And that's it for now on the planner tool. We will continue making valuable updates so that media planning will be a lot smarter with Podscribe. Thank you for watching, and if you have any more questions, please reach out to your Podscribe rep or email us at adops@podscribe.com.